All right, everyone, we're back. Out of the Park Baseball 22. The Pittsburgh Pirates play through. And here with my nice French vanilla, I guess cappuccino, I think it is. Rarity for me. So just snuggled up, I guess. Not really snuggled up on this day, but ready to play the offseason. Still kind of bummed how that season ended. We put up a good fight. I think this is one of the best Pirates teams we ever had. So this episode, we are just going to try to formulate a game plan for the offseason. I will snap my fingers and we'll come back and we'll have the actual results of that game plan. But first things first, we'll go to the arbitration. And I think we did a little bit of this last episode, but there's no one here that we're really going to rescind the offer, withdraw it completely, because we're $40 million, if you remember from our last episode, over our budget. So we can't really go out and spend anyone. So anyone that we withdraw here, we're just not. We need to have some way to replace it. We're not going to be able to sign for anybody. We're not going to be able to trade for anyone unless it's on a minor league contract. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So we have to really, really not like the person here to withdraw. So Chris Paddock and Nick Senzel, we're going to submit qualifying offers to them. They're not going to sign naturally, but we should get some compensatory picks out of that. We'll go through, we'll sign, we'll do my typical philosophy here on minor leagues. Anyone who's young and has showed promise will get another contract. So that's kind of what I'm going to pursue there. But I guess we could consider making a change, or I guess not a change, but withdrawing some offers if we have anyone in the minor leagues too that can really take over. And I don't think so from a relief pitching perspective. If we go to rosters and transactions here, and let's just take a look at our starting pitching down here at the AAA level. Nothing really to write home about. We have Christopher Cruz, which I did not know his stamina was that good. He had a good year last year. I feel like we have some starting pitching depth, but relief pitching I feel like is not there. Alexander Mojica is still available. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. But nothing really from a relief perspective here at AAA. If we go down to AA, see, do we have anything there? Josh Wallace, some potential. Yeah. Looks like we have some potential. Ooh, looks like Malachi Ricks, who I believe, was one of the draft picks we had a few years back. Wow, looks like he'd be pretty good right now if we brought him up. Okay, so that could be a potential replacement there. Left-hander, throws heat. I like that big time. We'll have to see how this works out. Josh Beauclair. Okay, we have some options here. I wouldn't be surprised if our farm system gets a better rating after this year, because we took a ton of pitchers, if you remember, in our last draft. So maybe we have a couple players that could populate here on our major league roster for relievers, but some people like Cody Bolton, he's got to go. There's a couple people here that we got to get rid of, and maybe we can package that in a trade where we, can bring in some stronger bullpen depth or something like that. Taking a sip there. We have a couple players that I'm interested to see how they progress, especially from a starting pitching perspective. I think we can replace Paddock. I really do if he leaves. I'm interested to see the steps that Evan Sierra and Thomas White takes. I'm really interested to see the steps they do, because they had pretty good showings. All in all, Thomas White just coming right up to the major leagues and held his own. Did he pitch as, was he an ace? No, but he pitched all right. He's our lefty, which we would love. Lefty throwing, 9,800 miles an hour. And then Evan Sierra, though, he was the real revelation. Came up, posted a WAR, or a win of WAR. And I think he got a little bit lucky. Look at that BABIP. Got very lucky with batting average on balls in play, low whip. But it's better to have that kind of season than it is to have one where he gets blasted, right? So, there's a little bit of luck to that, but we'll take that. I mean, Rocker will be back next year as well. So if we lose Paddock, I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world. I am upset that we're probably going to lose Senzel, though that's going to hurt. I mean, we have Swaggerty. I don't want to say a significant step down. I wouldn't say significant. It is a substantial step down. I guess that's the same thing, really. It's a slight step. It's not a slight. It's between slight and substantial step down. But we're going to hope for improvement. These are all young guys here. Seth Beer's defense, yikes, getting worse and worse. But these are all young guys who can continue to get better. Would like to see some improvement from Alec Thomas overall. Royce Lewis will be back. Ke'Bryan Hayes is kind of Ke'Bryan Hayes at this point. Madrigal is doing. I'd like to see a little bit of improvement from a couple of these players. But so I think we have the potential here to have an overall pretty good team again next year. I mean, you look at the Cardinals and they have a great farm system too. I feel like I'm kind of rambling at this point, but so far my offseason plans are to qualifying offers. I'm going to write this down, actually. I have pen and paper here. Qualifying offers that will get rejected, but will get compensatory picks. And I don't know. Do we want to... It's not like we can go through and sign a bunch of people here. The only players that I would get rid of, or I would withdraw their offer, would be from Blake Wyman. I don't know why he's getting a $400,000 raise when he posted negative .2 WAR. If you can see here, 30 years old. Yeah, see, he's had he's had non-stellar seasons dating back to really 2023. So we are going to actually withdraw that. Anyone else here that's getting maybe a jump that is a little bit too big for how they produced? Roansy, I love Roansy. We're going to keep him here. Rogers, keep him. Kumar, keep him. Fuentes. That's a big jump for him, but that's someone that I'm worried about there. I just feel like those peripheral stats are maybe getting a little bit worse and worse. I mean, he had a better... he was luckier than he has been in years past, and his home runs were still an issue. Walks were still a little bit high. Strikeouts a little bit low. Coming off of a season where he wasn't that great. He pitched about league average last year. So giving him a $4 million raise on top of that makes me a little worried. But that could be someone that could potentially be traded if they don't produce like we expect. So I don't think we have enough. We don't have enough ways to shed enough salary to get either Paddock or Senzo locked up. Those ships have kind of sailed, and that may have been my fault. Maybe I should have done a little bit more to try to keep Senzel, but we'll see. We'll see that. So we're not going to withdraw anybody else. Then we really don't have much to do in terms of signing free agents. I am interested to see. I guess we won't really be able to tell who the free agents are yet. Another thing I'm going to write down on my to-do list for this offseason is to look at replacements for the bullpen, and that means internal replacements. So look at internal replacements for bullpen. Whether it's getting like a Thomas White up and starting him in the bullpen, or bringing up some of our fast movers in the low in the low A's to come up here and move quick through. So let's see if we look off-season summary by team. Yeah, we're probably not 0 right now. So nothing. I am interested to see how this shakes out. And I think we're going to have to replace quite a number of personnel as well. So we have a bench coach we have to replace. We have a first base coach and a team trainer at the MLB level. And then we have pitching coaches at almost every single level except the Dominican Rookie League. Everyone else needs a pitching coach. So we'll try to upgrade. We'll try to get that sorted out first while all the good coaches are still on the market. I am curious to see who our bench coach will be. I do want to look at staff roles to see maybe we should, see player relationships here and see who works well with who and where and things like that. But looks like we have works well with normal, personable, normal, controlling. We have someone who doesn't work well with normal. I mean, you're going to have friction on every team that you do. So just hire the best person for the job. Yeah, this is bad. 25th out of 30th farm system. I believe this will get better after the draft we had last year. I believe this won't be as bad when it updates with the new year. So other than that, there's really not much to do this off season. I will keep you abreast on all the awards. I'll write that down as well. The award season. Don't really care about Hall of Fames voting in here. Let's see what else is on the to-do list. So salary arbitration, free agents filings, which isn't really a matter to us. The Rule 5 draft, we'll discuss that as well, which I doubt anyone we will take. That could be a way that we bolster our bullpen there, just looking for a strong arm. We had quality arms in our bullpen, but nothing was like we didn't have any really flamethrowers outside of maybe Jackson Reese, Tommy Doyle. And that was about it. And Trevor Rogers, but he came into the starting rotation. So outside of those two, we didn't really have any flamethrowers. It was a bunch of, guys who could get people out, which is fine, but you're eventually going to need someone to strike the side out, late in a game. And we didn't really have the horses, unless we didn't really have the horses to do that too often, I feel like. So we'll look at the Rule 5 draft as a possibility to improve the bullpen there. That's really what I'm focused on, because if you look at our lineup, not to get off of here though, but then, so then we'll probably open up with a spring training video and then what we did and then the projections moving forward. But the reason I'm really focused on this bullpen is because I feel like that is the final step to us. So if we go back to rosters and transactions, and we go to our we'll just go to lineups here real quick. Our starting lineup is pretty good. I mean, it's not pretty good. It's great. It's one of the best hitting teams in the MLB. The only really area of weakness that you could really look at, and he even had a good year, was Carson Kelly. We'll get Royce Lewis back at shortstop, so that'll solve that issue there. And our lineup, it goes 1 through 8. You could argue it even goes 1 through 9. And we have good bench play. I mean, we have a Travis Swaggerty. I know that Kanan Smith Jigba hasn't played well in the major league level. I still have faith in him that he can turn it around. We have Liover Peguero, who is a better real life prospect than he's major leaguer. Cole Tucker on the bench. We have Jake Berger, who's a quality bench player as well. Nick Gonzalez. We have Alex Mojica in the minors as well. So if we go to transactions and take a look at the position players, we still have Sergio Alcantara, who I believe is up is a free agent though. But overall, we have good depth at our positions, and we can't survive an injury, injuries to our entire team, but we can survive some spurts where we don't have our best players. We can absolutely survive that. So we'll come back. We'll probably won't look too different from a team, but it'll be one of those not commercials, but maybe videos where you hit the camera and something changes, just like this. We're going to hit the camera, we're going to come back, the season's going to change, and we're going to have a new team. But that kind of lays out my off-season strategy here, and we'll see what we can do. But thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.